Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are definitely in a little bit of an awkward situation here in episode 2. This is not the strongest start we've ever had. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to go ahead and tick forward here. We need to get a little bit further. We need to get this spy network done because we need to make some expansion up here. This is incredibly important to us right now. And it will likely... Okay, Hosokawa is going to attack Tsutsui. There we go. That's absolutely fine. We don't care about that. We should start transporting up to here immediately. So we're going to work on that. This is only the single location, correct? Yes, this is only a single tile there. We're almost certainly going to go into debt from this war. That's very, very clear. So that's fine. We're going to hop up over here and position right here as soon as we can. And then we'll head back and grab our remaining units. We can only transport, looks like, 4 at a time. I'm not sure why this is divided into 3 and 1. Okay. Oh, that's a new regiment, isn't it? We'll group those together and move them on over like so. We'll need to wait for these guys to finish their movement. There we go. And now we'll automatically transport them. Okay, that sounds good. So we're currently making some small amount of gold. And we should definitely continue working on development, although I think that here is not necessarily the best place for it. Here would be a better location. We produce the same trade good, although we'll eventually get coal in our capital here. But we do need to upgrade this to level 6. There we go. Fantastic. So that will boost our income by incredibly small amounts. There's no doubt about that. There's not a lot that we can do right now, income-wise. But here we are. So we're going to be at 20 very soon, and the question is, if we max out our army maintenance, it's basically the inverse of what we have right now. Okay. Well, we're going to need to do it, and we're going to need to go into debt. I don't think there's any doubt about that one. So we're going to head on up here. Okay, Orachoni is claiming... Let's see, what are they claiming? This as their own. That's these guys. Okay, that's very rude of them. They are, of course, very angry at us, and if they declare on us, that could be a problem for sure. So I do think that we should work on improving relations with them, but we don't have any diplomats to send. Our diplomats are currently busy in Korea and in Kamchadals, although we're going to be able to pull back from Kamchadals very soon, so that'll be fine. We'll group these together, and then we're going to be ready to attack over here fairly soon. We do need to get our morale up. There's no doubt about that. So let's go ahead and proceed for the moment. We can now go ahead and fabricate a claim and stop building our spy network, which will, of course, pull back that diplomat. And then we're going to try to improve relations over here. I doubt that will actually stave off a war, but we'll see. The real thing that will stave off a war is if we're able to make friends with Korea, which currently we can't. And the primary reasons for that is the neutral attitude, but more importantly, the army strength and the navy strength. Fair enough. Fair enough. We're certainly going to be going into debt, and we are going to need to take a loan. Done. That'll keep us going for a little while. And at this point, how long before our morale reaches top? Okay. We definitely need to wait for our morale to top out here. Now, they don't have a general. I expect that they will get one. Their flanking is not as good as ours, and we have a better center than they do as well. Our general's nothing to write home about. He's pretty bad, actually, but we'll have to make do. Okay. So we need to wait at least 2 more month ticks for our morale to tick up here, which we will definitely do. So 1 more month tick will get us, I think, roughly to about here, and then 1 more month tick should fill us out. Yeah, or very close to it. We're going to need to declare this as soon as possible. We need these guys to get back to port. We definitely don't want to be just chilling up here. Okay. We're going to have to move pretty quick here. It is now May and June. So we are not quite maxed out on our morale, but we'll have to call it good. These guys do not have any allies, so we will go ahead and declare war here. We're not going to do a forced migration, I don't think. Take capital would be 50% aggressive expansion. Actually, 100% prestige and 200% cost for monetary reparations. No, I think we're going to do a conquest CB here. Yes, we're not at 100% fleet maintenance, and some of our navies are indeed out of port. In fact, the Kamshadal Navy is right here. We have to wait until we get into port. Okay, we are in port now, and if we refresh this, that message should disappear. Yes, fantastic. We cannot confirm this because we have no diplomats to send. So we're going to pull this guy back 5 more days. Okay, now we confirm this. We are at war. In we go. Okay. So, let's see how this goes. They rolled up a general. He is 203. Now, at this stage of the game, at least before the balance changes, shock pips were more important at this stage of the game. I'm not sure if they still are, but we do have a numerical advantage on them. And we have 1 shock pip and 1 fire pip to their 2 fire pips. They have more maneuver and siege, but those don't matter here. So let's see how this goes. We'll arrive there eventually on 13 September. That's a very long time. Oh my. Okay. That's going to take us a really long time to walk there. I was not expecting it to be like a 4-month walk. But okay. I mean, fair enough. Okay. We are maxed out on Korea at the moment. So we need to send a diplomat over to improve relations over here. And we could work on like currying favors on Korea, but I don't think that'll really help. Now we're at war right now. This will not, of course, be a thing. Okay. We have arrived at long last. Let's see how this goes. It's going very well for us. That was a really good shock phase. Yeah, our shock is absolutely demolishing them. We actually stack wiped them? No, not quite. How many troops do we need here to siege this? 3 regiments. Okay. We're going to shift consolidate here, holding shift to leave 0 strength regiments. And the 0 strength regiments will stay here. We're going to leave these guys here, as well as this 0 strength regiment. And then this here, it's not exactly ideal, but we'll have them come up over here and see if we can't pursue that force. We'd like to stack wipe that. And yes, we do have 25 troops here, so this will be fine for this siege. That's okay. Of course, we have no siege weapons, so that siege will take a while. And we have numerical advantage on them. Now, unfortunately, we are more than 50% casualty or cavalry here, so we will have insufficient cavalry. That was expected, but I think it'll still be okay because of the morale difference here. Although, they are actually continuing to retreat here. I expected them to stop here. We can't pursue them any further than this. We're locked in, so that's okay. Well, we can just chill here for the moment. This will be fine. We don't want to come back this way anyway, because we don't want our cavalry to be taking attrition down here. So that'll be fine. Surprisingly, we got a breach. And that's great. Now, we can't really contest their navy at this time. And our treasury is sinking. Now, this is spooky. How close would Korea be if we were out of the war? Minus 1076. Okay. So we've still got that big malice there. Okay. We need this siege to finish up because I have a sneaking suspicion that they're planning to declare war on us. If we look at their diplomatic feedback, yeah, they consider this to be vital interest to them. So that's certainly problematic. Like, Japan isn't the threat here. These guys are. Now we might be able to fight them. Maybe. But it would be tough. How would we get our navy over is a big question. Well, what kind of navy do they even have? We see this fleet here. This isn't much of a fleet. We don't see additional fleets right now. So I'm not sure how important that would end up being. However, we can definitely come down here and upgrade this again. This is still only 50 power to improve this. So we're going to definitely take this up to 333. Wonderful. 30 diplomatic power or 10 diplomatic power, and they gain 30 opinion of us. That's not going to really affect much. We're going to take the diplomatic power. Cool. Okay, so we might be able to fight them if their allies don't come in, although Orikoni is allied with them. That is very scary for us, actually. We need a friend immediately. Hey, Korea. We could curry favors with Korea. That is something we could do. We are already royal married with them, of course. Or did that royal marriage end? Actually, I think it did. Minus 13 reasons, mostly due to that neutral attitude. We need to change our attitude to them to be friendly if we can. We can't, and the answer to that is because we're not managing attitude. So we're going to set our friendly attitude here. We absolutely need friends, and Korea would be great friends for us here. Their attitude is still neutral, and that's the biggest problem for us right now. How's the siege going? 28%. Okay. We are still replenishing our troops over here. And over here, for that matter. Okay, we won the siege. The war is over. That is fantastic. So we will go ahead and take this territory and any gold that they have. And that's perfect. Cool. So we do need to core this, and we will go ahead and do so immediately. And we're going to need to head on down over here. And we're going to move over to here. We need to move our army at this point to counter this army. That said, there's nowhere to retreat to here. Like I said, this is a precarious position. There's no doubt about it. Having this does help us out. For sure. I'm going to pull this guy back. I don't think that improving opinion over here is useful at all. Currying favors with Korea would not be awful. I would also love to get a royal marriage. What are the reasons they wouldn't do that? Distance between borders and neutral attitude. Okay. I mean, there's not a lot we can do about either of those. We need them to change their attitude toward us. Well, maybe currying favors will do something there. We are getting a very small amount of favors. Okay, so we're losing 70% efficiency on this due to relative military power. That's not shocking. What is the supply limit here? Supply limit is 10, so we should be okay. No real problem there. Now, we are losing cash, and we absolutely do want... Okay, we did not get an additional land force limit there, but we absolutely do want to cut our army maintenance and our fleet maintenance and be making some cash. We're going to want to pay back this loan when we can. In fact, we may want to debase our currency, but I don't think that that's worthwhile right now. Economically, we are still in some pretty dire straits. So we're going to want to take these guys over to here. And off we go. Cool. So far, so good on them not declaring war on us, but we should expect that to happen soon. To that end, we may want to consider building a castle here, but that's ludicrously expensive. Like, we don't have that kind of cash. That is not a thing we can do. We can continue to expand up here. But the question is, just how threatened are we by these guys? The answer is extremely. Hypothetically, Ming would defend Korea, and Korea is a tributary state. Ming is not interested in us being their tributary. I would be happy to do that just for the security, but at this point, that's not an option. Our options are extraordinarily limited. We do need to pay off that loan, and actually the interest is not very much. Fascinating. Well, for now, we're going to leave these guys be. And, of course, they're at low morale currently. What's these guys' morale at? Can we actually see? No, we can't. Okay. I would love it if they got embroiled in some war over here, rather than eyeing us up like this. Orachoni was building a spy network. Okay. They want a lot of our provinces, and the problem with Orachoni is they have 15,000 troops. I think that we have to exceed our force limit here. So we're going to have to maintain this number of cavalry, but we are going to need cash to exceed our force limit. That's for sure. We're going to need at least 10k. Bare minimum. So that will be necessary. Upgrade costs over here are extraordinarily high. Are we still at 50 down here? Yes, we are. So we're actually going to take these up to level 4. Cool. Level 4 development here. Of course, we're doing that instead of tech right now because we are still feudal. We're not feudal, rather. How many, ooh, that feudalism spread is not going well. Yeah, institution spread minus 10% because of the Siberian Native Council. So that is something that we might want to consider changing. We can't reform these. We cannot switch to another reform on this level. So in order to get out of the Siberian Native Council, we're going to have to do a tribal reformation. Okay. Well, it's going to be a bit before we can get down to tier 2. National tax modifier or national manpower modifier, both would be nice. Okay. Well, we might eventually get ourselves some mill tech. That would be nice. Now, these guys are also tribal. These guys have crossed in over here. That's rude. Very rude. 510, huh? Well, we're going to need to go deal with them. And to that end, we're going to need to bring back up our army maintenance for the moment. This makes me very sad. Why are we going here? I thought I told you to go here. But apparently we can't move it. Can you stop, please? Thank you. Like, don't go up there. Come around over this way. There we go. Well, we'll see if they move out of here. They may, or they may not. But we need to make our way up over here. Absolutely. I wouldn't mind getting an additional Asian longbow over here. Oh, our army force limit actually came up. So we're going to do that. That is going to put us further into debt because these guys came back. It's not shocking that they came back, but I'm a little sad about it. So we're going to have to land up here once again. Yes, we took a loan. That is to be expected. And now these guys are going to have to land. And then we're going to need to bring these up as soon as we're done with that landing. Okay. There we go. Now we are going to get ourselves another unit here. This guy's just going to chill here, though. We're going to leave him here. Okay. So we're 13 gold right now. We may have to take out loans that are much heavier than what we have right now if we want to expand our military enough to really be considered a serious threat to anyone over in this region. So that's a bit of an issue for us, of course. Yeah, that's fine. Why? Why are you going here again? No, don't do this. It's trying to pathfind through here is what's happening. Just come up here, and we're going to land here. Okay. Yeah, it's trying to pathfind through this unit, which is very strange. Gonna actually recruit another unit of longbow here. We're gonna go pretty heavily into debt to make that happen. That said, okay, Ando declared war on Nanbu. That's fine. They're Sengokuing. That's absolutely okay. We're gonna bring these guys out over here. We're gonna come down here and try to smash this army. Hopefully we'll actually stack wipe it this time. That would be nice. So we'll arrive over here shortly. And I think right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna debase our currency. So this is very expensive, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to root out corruption very, very slowly here. What is our actual corruption growth here? Okay, it's like 0.02. So we could sit here, and that'll be fine. And now we can repay a loan, but I'm going to debase the currency again. There we go. And now we can repay both of these loans. So that's actually going to save us money on interest. And we can control how much we pay in rooting out corruption. That's the important thing here. Okay, so we're going to fight these guys. We should, in theory, win it. 8 January. It takes a very long time to walk here. For now, we're going to have these guys come on back and park here. Okay. Fleet maintenance, we're just going to put like 1 tick up. Oh, I wasn't paying attention and we took a loan. That was bad of me. We're going to debase the currency and repay that loan, but that's still a huge inefficiency right there. We're going to debase the currency again, and this is because we're paying so much for our army maintenance right now. And that's because we've exceeded our force limit right now. But we absolutely need to do this. Okay. Those shock phases are huge. Our cavalry is just wrecking them. So we're going to take this back, and we're going to move these guys up over here. As soon as we get this back, we will land here. Any moment now. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to need to bring these guys back over here. Losing 50 admin power has to be what we do, but I don't like it. Okay. So off we go. We're going to bring these guys back. At this point, we can drop our army maintenance back down. That is incredibly important. That puts us back in the positive, but only just. We're barely bringing down our corruption right now. And that's fully understood. There's not a lot we can do about that. But for now, these guys haven't declared war on us, and that is exceptionally important. Okay, Korea, what do you got going on here? Minus 14 for royal marriage at this point. We've got a good diplomatic reputation, so that's good. We are currying favors on them as well. We will eventually get some favors. Eventually. We'll group these guys together once we can, but we're bringing in the last unit here. There we go. Okay, so we now have a larger army than these guys do. That is very important to us, but we can't do anything about this axis that's against us here. The Solon, Nivik, and Orachoni axis. Had to tilt my head there to read that for some reason, but okay. So we are positive in gold right now, and we've got 19 gold. What can we do with that? They were building a spy network. I'm unsurprised by this. Well, for now, there's not a lot that we can do. We could continue to exceed our land force limit. And just hope that that gets taken care of. I'm going to bump up 1 bump in the army maintenance here, just so that we are doing some reinforcement there. Okay, and we can convert this province up here. That is incredibly expensive for right now. So we're going to hold off on that for the moment. We can, however, make a state here, and that's something that I'm willing to do. So we'll do that, and we'll full core it. And that will, of course, allow the autonomy to drop a little further. So that's good. But converting that is far too expensive for right now. So for now, this is where we sit. We are in a slightly better position. I would like to come over here and begin working on building a spy network over here. We absolutely need to take what territory we can over this way. This is incredibly important. Even though this land is pretty garbage, it's not very useful for us. This produces fur and this produces fish. I mean, this isn't much different from what we have. This is not a huge gain for us, except it'll increase our number of provinces. And that's what we need more than anything right now. So that's what we're going to begin working on, but we are very concerned about this Axis attacking us. If we get Korea or Ming on our side, then that will change. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we'll see if we can get some territory up here and make our position just a little bit less precarious. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.